What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, this is the second part, kind of the continuation of the first video, where we were looking at some of the bigger character changes that were coming to MCOC. This video will cover Scarlet Witch, Thor, and Winter Soldier in that order, so you can jump around if there's something in particular that you want to see. Alright, let's kick it off first here with Scarlet Witch. She's my homegirl. That may sound stupid, but I've had a dupe Scarlet Witch for a long time, and I've had her at 99 for a while. She is very much the easy mode slash cheat code slash OP, whatever you want to call her. She is. She just is. There's no getting around that. All we can do as a player base is take advantage of the characters as they are given to us. And some of us that were fortunate enough to get her at a high level have been blowing through a lot of the content for a while. You kind of had to know this was coming when Labyrinth of Legends hit, and they were specifically creating content to exclude her. You knew at some point this was going to be happening. Definite nerf here for Scarlet Witch. Time will tell if she is still a god tier champion. I just don't know. I can't speculate on it now. But I'll just read through here. Reduce base chance to trigger Veil of Fortune, which is her signature ability. Reduced stun duration from 3.5 seconds to 1.5. Basically what this means is when you stun, you're only going to be able to get off, one set of combos. With 3.5 seconds, I would do 2 heavies and then go back in for a full set of 5 combos. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. They did that because the more hits you can get in, obviously the more triggers you have for Veil of Fortune, which just continues the power lock, continues the stun lock, and that's what they're trying to get away from. Reduce regeneration amount from 20% all the way down to 5%, which is a huge reduction there. Weakness no longer stacks. Reduced amount of damage reduction from weakness from 50% down to 35%, so that's the absolute maximum you're going to be able to reduce the character from weakness on. Reduced chance to trigger stun and regeneration from 13% to 5%. So not only did they, hack to pieces the amount of regeneration that you're going to get, but they also lowered, dropped to the floor 5% chance to stun and regen, which again, she could still be a great champion, but 5% is a very small amount, especially when you're talking how many buffs that she has to put on the character. The odds of you getting it are very small. Reduced power lock duration from 6 seconds down to 4. So Scarlet Witch, she has fallen from her throne, I think. We'll just have to do some testing with her and kind of see down the road where she falls at. Thor is a character that I have been trying to get since the dawn of time. I've had absolutely no luck. If you've watched any of my crystal openings, Thor is like the first character out of my mouth when I'm listing the characters that I want to get. And his abilities are really kind of cool, and the fact that he's, if you can time it right, if you've got the skill, you can kind of build up these armor breaks and just do massive damage, and that has always been super appealing to me. Anybody that does lots of damage is just a really fun character to play with, and I was really hoping to get Thor before they nerfed him, but ain't gonna happen. There's just one line there, it says it all. Armor break. Armor breaks no longer stack. I don't know what to think about that. I think he's still going to be a decent character for damage, but as far as God tier, I can't say that he's up in God tier anymore. Really, nothing else needs to be said about that. He was a glass cannon through and through, and they have dramatically reduced that, at least for now. Lastly is Winter Soldier. This again is another character I'm very excited to see them put some time into. This is a definite buff for him. Really happy again to see that they are kind of separating Winter Soldier and Punisher from themselves. They're two very unique individual characters in themselves in the Marvel Universe, and to see them being carbon copies of each other was really not a lot of fun. I have had a 4-star Winter Soldier rank 550 for a long time. And just recently, if you watched my 5-star opening, I duped for the second time my 5-star Winter Soldier, which I was really bummed about. But when I saw this and his name pop up, I mean, I couldn't wait to read this because in the back of my mind was thinking, man, maybe I'd be taking my 5-star Winter Soldier up, and maybe that pull wasn't so bad. Like Punisher, he's got new Special 2 animation, which I believe Punisher has got new Special 1 and Special 2 animation. So I'm assuming the Winter Soldier is going to keep the guns for Special 1. I'm curious to see if they separate the Special 2 completely from Punisher and give him totally separate animation. Fingers crossed there. Special 2 now has a chance to apply 1 bleed effect, but his new ability, and the biggest thing here, is the ammo stockpile. Basically, Winter Soldier, I'll just read it here, begins the fight with 1 type of ammo loaded into all his guns. Each time he launches a special attack, so S1, 2, 3, he automatically switches to the next ammo type. Winter Soldier can also dash back and hold block for 2 seconds to manually switch ammo modes. I'm really not a fan of the swiping back and holding. It just feels really clunky for all the characters that I've tried to use it on. I'm thinking Crossbones, Gambit, Rocket Raccoon, Kamala Khan. It just, those are all characters that are just really kind of awkward to play with when you're trying to evade and parry and intercept and trying to find some time to swipe back and hold. It feels really awkward. I don't know what the solution there is. I wish there was almost like a separate button that was unique to these characters, that you could push, or swipe up, or I don't know. The swipe back and holding for 2 seconds just feels clunky to me. I may be alone on that, but I wish it was something else. But anyway, I am happy to see that they are making some changes here. So the different types of armor rounds are armor piercing. So Winter Soldier ignores all opponents' armor rating. Incendiary, Winter Soldier incinerates the opponent, dealing energy damage over 2 seconds. This also removes perfect block chance and block proficiency. And then Hollow Point, which is any bleed effect triggered during the attack, has its duration increased. So really 3 very distinct, very different types of armor, which are going to be used obviously for very different characters that you're going up against. Time will tell if the swipe back gets any better. I think the thing that would help a lot is if you could just swipe back if it was like a second, maybe even a second and a half. There's just something about that 2 seconds that it really bugs me. That may be getting picky, but anyway, I'm really excited to see that they're making some changes to Winter Soldier. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by today. I appreciate you watching the video. Hopefully you were also able to check out the first part. The purpose of these was really just to kind of get the information out there in regards to some of the big character changes that were taking place. Make sure you get over to the forums and read up on all the character changes and all the changes in general. I know there's a lot of reviews out. I will be giving kind of my full comprehensive review, my opinion and thoughts on all the changes that are coming to MCOC here in March. Until that video guys, take care. Have a great day.